Durdle Magic. Thank you for tuning in to Durdle Magic. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell if you like the content you see here today, and leave a like and share the video with someone you might think is interested. Leaving those likes really helps us out, but another way to help us out is by using our TCG Player affiliate link below. If you're looking for singles, sealed product, or gaming accessories, please consider using our link to support the channel. We also have some playmats at inkgaming.com. Go ahead and hit the link in the description to check those out. Alright, let's grab some spells and Durdle with some magic. Hello everyone and welcome back to Durdle Magic. Today we're starting the series of Kaza Roil Chaser. Looking at our opening hand, do I want to risk it? I think I do. Let's go ahead and keep it. There are 37 lands in this deck plus a bunch of mana rocks, so we should be getting some lands pretty quick here. At least I hope so. Our commander, Kaza Roil Chaser, blue-red for a legendary 1/2 human wizard. Flying in haste, you can tap her. The next time you cast an instant sorcery spell this turn, it costs X less to cast, where X is the number of wizards you control as the ability resolves. So people can kill your wizards in response. Our first opponent who lays down a Goldguard Guildgate, we will cover in a minute, but they are the Child of Alara. Uh-oh. Alright. Comes our turn, we get Sublime Epiphany. That is not a land, but we do have another turn to make that up. Let's go ahead, tap down a mountain, and pass it off to our opponents. The Child of Alara is a 5-color commander. It's a 6/6 legendary creature avatar trample. When it tries to destroy all other non-land permanents, they can't be regenerated. Hopefully it's not a combo type of deck. Windscarred Crag into play for our next opponent. They gain 1 life. And it is Feather the Redeemed. Red, white, white for legendary 3/4 angel. Flying, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature you control, exile that card instead of putting it into the graveyard as it resolves. If you do, return to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. Arid Mesa into play and cracked for our last opponent, who is Phylath, World Sculptor. I still want to say Phylath, I don't know why. 4 red green for legendary 5/5 elemental. When it enters the battlefield, you get 0/1 plant creature tokens into play for each basic land you control. Landfall, whenever a land enters the battlefield under their control, they put 4 1/1 counters on target plant they control. Looks like it could be an interesting match. 2 new commanders in it. A very old commander, technically speaking. Hopefully, again, not combo, destroying the world. Rakdos Guildgate comes into play for them, for the Child of Alara player. Could also be Guildgates. Crozen Wayfarer also coming down for them. Sacrifice it. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Interesting. Don't particularly like that development over there. And then Feather. I actually had a deck with Feather. Unfortunately, I wanted to play Spell Slinging Jank, and everybody else played Tron, and every time I sat down, people would nuke me off the table. It was very sad. Comes our turn, we get a mountain. Nice, let's go ahead and play a island. And then let's just pass off to our opponents. Hold up blue in case we need to swan song something pretty early here. Over to Feather. I just want to say stuff about Feather. It was one of my favorite characters in the original Ravnica books back when they made books. So I'm glad she finally got a card. 10th District Legionnaire. Hey, I had that in my Feather deck. It has haste, and whenever you cast a spell that targets it, it gets a 1/1 counter and you get to scry 1. That works out really well, and it can get, fairly big. Feather on the attack with the 10th District Legionnaire into the Child of Alara. Yeah, that would have been my choice too. In a non-biased opinion, anyway. Child of Alara player intercepting with the Crozen Wayfarer. They'll probably just sack it to put a land into play. Yep, there's the ability. What land will it be? A Guildgate, perhaps? A Maze's End? It's a Guildgate. Is that Guildgate to be specific? 2 Phylath's turn, mountain into play. Sylvan Library. Yeah, we'll let them have that. Let's see if anyone else bothers to remove it. I'm more worried about things that'll boost their creatures immediately. They can lose some life. We do have some large burn spells in the deck. Over to the Child of Alara's turn. Let's see what they do. It's gotta be gates. I don't think anyone plays with that many gates unless they have to go budget. At that point, you might as well invest in Maze's End, rather. So why not, right? Journey of Discovery. 2 additional lands this turn they can play. It has another mode. Search your library for 2 basic land cards. Reveal them, put them in your hand, then shove your library. So it does have Entwine. So that is an Orzhov Guildgate and a Forest. So they're already 2/5 of the way to a victory with Maze's End. That is a little disturbing. Comes to our turn, Siren Storm Tamer. Okie doke, it is a wizard. All of our creatures are going to be wizards, I'm pretty sure, except like 2. Let's go ahead, play a mountain, and get down Rhystic Study, see if anyone has a response to that. Rhystic Study into play. Let's pass it off to Feather. Feather is going to be very tight on mana. We'll probably get the most draw out of Feather. Don't think we're going to get any draw out of the Child of Alara player. They're already sitting at 5 mana on turn 3. So that is probably not going to happen. Phylath may give us a few cards. Feather coming down for that player. Love the card, but I always got nuked. It was sad. Rhystic Study will trigger and give us a card, though. We get a Mystic Sanctuary. Alright, not enough islands to use anything with it yet, but we'll figure that out. Feather to the attack step. 10th District off into us. Yep. Kinda figured. We'll take the 2. Down to 38 we go. Damage is good to Phylath. The library will trigger, and of course, I'll stop saying that until it's destroyed or removed. Wooded Foothills into play and cracked for the Phylath player. Still going to go get some lands. That's a taiga. So far they can only have 1 plant if they manage to summon their commander for some reason with 3 mana. Hopefully they have some more. Springbloom Druid. Alright, that's pretty good. Harrow with a body. We will draw a card with Rhystic Study. We get Jory in, that might be good. Draw some extra cards. It's also a wizard. Okay, so 2 more lands in play. Basics. They sacrifice the mountain. Off to the child's turn. Child of Alara coming down for that player. Yeah, let's go ahead and draw a card. Usually I don't like to go past 8. But yeah, Signet's good. As long as we can get mana rocks and lands, I'm good with that. To our turn, we get Shark Typhoon. That will probably be pretty good later. Let's go ahead and play the Mystic Sanctuary. It will come into play tapped, unfortunately. My bad. After that, let's go ahead. I just want to get down the Arcane Signet, and then we can get down the Siren Storm Tamer. Just a blocker, so we don't have to take, I guess, well, feather damage. We might have to, though, with protection. Child of Alara has trample, unfortunately. Let's just pass it off to our opponents. Feather's turn, a mountain into play. Feather having mana is always very good for that deck. Sentinel's Mark. This is one I haven't seen before. Enchanted creature gets 1/2 and has vigilance. Addendum, if you cast it during your main phase, enchanted creature gains lifelink until end of turn. Nice. Are they going to pay for the study, though? They are not. Let's go ahead and draw a card. Minamo School at Water's Edge. Yeah, that'll be pretty good. Feather to the attack step. Where are they going? Feather off into the Child of Alara player. And the 10th District off into the Phylath player. Still want to say Phylath. Ugh. Gonna get over it eventually. We have an interception with the Springbloom Druid against the 10th District. That's fine. Looks like Child of Alara can't do anything about their attack, though. Damage is good across the board. 4 commanded damage to the Child of Alara player. They're at 36. Feather gains 4 life. Springbloom Druid has bloomed its last. Over to Phylath's turn. Oh, by the way, I want to see the art. Yeah, I think it's just a Hedron. Do you guys see a face in that art? I don't. When I opened my box, if you want to check out that video, I got a set booster. It looked like it had a face on the alternate art with the alternate frame. I don't know. I'll have to take a closer look at it. Scute Swarm into play. Oh, God, no. I've heard about this here card. Yeah, we're going to have to get rid of that pretty quick here. Let's see if they pay for the 1. I believe they did. Ooh. Ooh, we got to kill it. We got to kill it dead. Exile preferably, but I don't think anything in my deck does that. Land into the Scavenger Grounds. That'll be really bad. I think one of my cards at least cares about the graveyard. So, they make a little insect token. Ooh, bad things are happening. That's it for the Phylath player. Over to the child. Maybe they'll have some kind of response? I mean, they could just sacrifice the child and blow the board. That'd be fine with me at this point. Enter the Unknown. Alright, so just green. Target creature you control explores. You may play an additional land this turn. Well, there you go. Another land into play for them then. They already have a swamp into play. They did pay 1 for the Rhystic Study. Child of Alara to the attack step. Are they going to send it anywhere? Over into the Feather player. That seems pretty legitimate. Let's see if Feather bothers to do anything. No blocks from Feather. They take 7 commander damage down to 38. Comes our turn. We get an island. Nice and nifty. Let's go ahead and play Minamo, School at Water's Edge. Let's see. And then I think let's go ahead and play our commander, because we do have Sublime Epiphany in our hand. And I think I might want to cast that at this point. Maybe we'll wait. Just need to... No, Scute Mob, man. Scute Mob's really tearing me. Yeah, let's just wait. See what Feather does. See if we need it for our defense. Because Scute Mob's going to be a problem for all of us. Maybe they'll have some removal for it. Alright, let's pass it to opponents. Oh, Fear of Resistance for Feather at our second main. Looks like they can't pay for the stay. So let's see if we can draw a card. Alright, so we can. I don't want to right now, though, so I don't think I'm going to. Feather gains protection from black till end of turn. So I also don't want to discard cards, so I guess we'll do a Sublime Epiphany now. So let's go ahead and activate our commander. So our next spell will cost 2 less to cast, and that is just fine with me. Let's cast Sublime Epiphany. Not the most efficient removal for the situation, but it'll be something. Alright, we draw Venser. That's pretty good. We will have to still discard, unfortunately. We also get another Siren Storm Tamer, so that's not too bad. Over to clean up. Let's get rid of Curiosity. It's not going to do anything for us right now. Neither Niv Mizzet in hand. We do run that combo. Although we also have Tandem Lookout and Ophidian Eye. Feather's turn, a Plains into play. Feat of Resistance back onto the Feather. Let's see what kind of color protection they get this time. How many cards do we have in hand? 7? Yeah, let's go ahead and draw one more card. Byzantium Meddler, that'll be nice. We have Dredge. Okay. Coming out of the Child of Alara. Sacrifice a land or creature, draw a card. Interesting. They do pay for the Ristic Study trigger. Alright, Child of Alara is going to get blown up. Yep, so everything will die. Feather has a response. Is it going to be Indestructibility? Animate Will, yep. 2/2 and gains Indestructible until end of turn. Very hard to kill a Feather who's ready for it. Ristic Study will trigger again. Let's see if they pay the 1. We will not be drawing the card, though. They did pay for the 1. Everything's gone. Let's go ahead and return our commander to the command zone. Feather is fine, however. 2, combat. Protection from black, indestructible, and flying. Where is Feather going? Off into the Child of Alara. That seems legit to me. Damage is good. 11 commander now. Feather the Redeemed will return Feat of Resistance and Animate Will to the owner's hand. Nice. Feather, once it gets going, can be very hard to stop, but we'll see. Scute Swarm coming back down for Phylath. Yeah, kind of saw that coming. Land into play, they get to make another Scute Swarm. We need to find a way to deal with that. Cultivate, they're going to get yet another land into play. That'll be bad. Now they'll have 4 Scute Swarms. Over to the Child's turn, a forest into play for them. Realm Seeker's coming down for the Child of Alara player. There's the battlefield with X11 counters on it, where X is the total number of cards in all players' hands. Nice. Remove a 1 counter from it, search your library for a land card, reveal it, put it to your hand, then shuffle your library. That is a huge creature. Okay. Comes our turn. We get Temple of the False God, which is nice because all our mana rocks got blown up. Let's go ahead and play it. I think at this point, I just want to play Jorian, and then leave up mana for like Dualcaster Mage or Venser. So let's go ahead and do that. Jorian to the battlefield. Unfortunately, I forgot, needed 3 red for the Dualcaster. Alright, let's just pass it off to our opponents, or do we want to play Venser now? Now let's just pass it off to our opponents. See what develops. Scute Mob is going to get quickly out of hand, and I anticipate more board wipes. We also have a 1919 to worry about, and a well-equipped Feather. Well, not literally equipped, but they at least have Indestructibility in hand, which is not good for us. Expedite, they'll draw a card. Feather will get haste, but it doesn't need it. Sunforger. Yeah, that's going to be really good. Coming down for the Feather player. Expedite, returning to Feather's hand at end of turn. Feather not attacking anywhere. That's too bad. Over to Phylath's turn. Oh, there's going to be so many scooters. It's not good. Trying to think if we have anything in the deck to get rid of them besides Cycrift and Mazizium Mortars. Exploration coming down. Do I want to counter that? I kind of really do. Let's go ahead and counter it. Swan Song to the stack. They don't need any more extra land drops. That's quite alright, thank you kindly. Run up Excavator. Yep, there it goes. Can't play a land from their hand, or from the graveyard rather, to the battlefield. That's gonna suck for us. So many scooters. Landfall. Scute mob triggers 4 times. They'll get 4 more Scute mobs. And this is how it goes. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with this play pattern by now. Broken card. Woodfoot Hill's cracked. That's going to be another landfall trigger. 8 Scute mob triggers. Yep, there's going to be 16 scooters. There they are. That is an army in a can if I ever heard one. That's just ridiculous. Phylath to combat. Let's see if they send the scooters anywhere. Looks like they are. We have 4 scooters coming our way. I guess this is a great time to play our surprise blocker, Mazizium Meddler. Alright, we get an extra card off of it too. That's nice. I was going to wait till end of turn, but this is a good time as any. We get an island, okay. That will work out, I suppose. Alright, let's go to the blocks. Go ahead and assign, kill 2 of the scooters. And call that a day, I suppose. I was just checking the chat if you saw it there. Apparently, Phylath just really wants us dead for whatever reason. I assume it's because they think rightly that we have Cyclonic Rift. Yeah, that's gonna suck. I don't know, in Feather I ran Winds of Abandon and a bunch of removal, so maybe I was the odd one out. We take 2 Scute mobs down. If only it made a real dent. It is unfortunate. Do the second main for Phylath. Let's see if they do anything else. They do have 4 mana to use. Nope. Over to Child of Alara. Realm Seekers, they're going to search their library for a land card by removing a counter. So 2 in green for that, by the way. Reveal, put their hand, shuffle their library. It's a land card, so it can be any land card. So, good way to get gates. Let's see what they revealed, although I'm sure they'll be playing it. Maze's End, yep. There it is. Maybe they'll take some pressure off of us with the scooters, but we'll see. They will search for yet another land with Realm Seekers. Terrain Generator, that'll be good for him. 2, put a land into play. Seems good. That's it for the Child of Alara player. Over to our turn. Hopefully we get some kind of mass removal. It's not looking good. Not at all. We get Reliquary Tower. That's not removal. Let's go ahead and play an island. Alright, so we can have 2 more surprise blockers up, but we're soon going to get overwhelmed by scooters. Let's go ahead and pass the turn. 2 of our guys have flashing. We can at least bounce an attacker, so that's nice, I guess. Over to Feather's turn. 6 cards in hand for them at 38 life. 7 commander from the Child of Alara. Let's see what they do. I imagine Sunforger, and then keep up mana to unequip it, but we'll see. Sunforger being equipped to Feather. One of the best Boros artifacts there ever was. Well, I guess is. It's been reprinted a few times. 2 Feathers combat, hopefully into the Phylath player, but I think that might be wishful thinking on my part. They do have Sunforger though, it gives them options, so let's see where they're going. Off into us. Okay, I don't know what I did to deserve that. That sucks. Guess we'll just take the 9. Ouch. There we go. 9 commander damage down to 27. Ow, that really hurt. Alright, well, sorry I upset the Feather player, I guess. What I'm thinking is they have, Sell the Wreckage on Sunforger? That's something I ran. So the Scute mob isn't going to do much to them. So might as well not make an enemy. Phylath player already said they're only after us, so... Yep. Don't think we're long for this world. Landfall. Here's the triggers. At this point, I'll just see you on the other side. Unfortunately, we can't yield to them because each one is an individual trigger from an individual source. So, I could yield to all of them if they play a bunch of lands. Anyway, I'll see you on the other side of this. Alright, triggers are done. That is a lot of Scute mobs. We have... What did we start with here? We had 14 to start with, so now there's 28 scooters on the battlefield. Hey, at least they're 1/1s, I guess. Phylath still has all of their mana up too. On the attack, everything into us. Yeah, that's a sad face. Alright, let's just play some blockers and try to live. Venzer, Shaper Shavant to the battlefield, please. We have a trigger. Let's go ahead and bounce the Flying Bird. Can't block that anyway. And then, while this is on the stack, we will summon Narumeha, because why not? We'll also get to draw a card. Isn't that nice? We got another land. Deck's been treating me bad with lanes these days. Narumeha to the battlefield. Venzer trigger going to resolve. Okay, let's go to blocks. Take out the Ron Excavator. Seems good. And then we will just randomly squash on some bugs because, yeah, I can't see. Oops, we accidentally double blocked. Well, that's what I get for not being able to see anything. We are down to 15. At least we killed the Excavator. Yay. I don't know even what to do anymore. Second main phase for Phylath. Let's see what they do. Lots of mana being tapped. Very scary. Vastwood Surge Kicker. Search your library for up to 2 basic lane cards. Put them onto the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle your library. If it's supposed to put 2 1/1 cards on each creature you control. Yeah, we're going to need that Cycrypt real quick. All the triggers. Yeah, so I did auto yield to some till end of turn. There's a double the amount of other ones, so when we finally reach there, I will do that. And I'll see you on the other side of the Swarm of Death. Back end. That's a lot of Scute mobs. We even have to use the arrows. That's Wizard who designed this card. Seriously. Over to the Child of Alara's turn. A land came into play for them. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think Child of Alara or the Feather player are going to do anything in our favor. That is unfortunate. Child of Alara coming down. Hope they have a kill spell. But I think they'll just wait for the Scute mob to get rid of us. Sorry, not the Scute mob, the Scute Swarm. Child of Alara says, can they kill it? I would sure like to. The Phylath player, rather, I say Phylath, saying they only have one target, and that's us. That's me. I don't know what I did, but I guess I missed some kind of combo for the deck or something. I don't know. Let me know in the comments why the bugs hate me. I don't understand. Second main for the child. Let's see. Are they killing them, or are they just going to pass it off? Yep, just passing it off. That sucks. Oh well. Well, on the bright side, the deck kind of works. Comet Storm, that's a little bit ironic. I had almost put in Starstorm in here. I might have to do that now as kind of like a thing. All right, let's play, yeah, let's just play an island. I guess I can Comet Storm on the Child of Alara with our commander. That could be cool, but then all of my stuff dies anyway. We do get to draw a card. But I think if we want to stay in this game, we gotta do it. So let's go ahead and cast our commander. Oops, sorry, we're going to need 2 more mana, so that won't even work. Sad face. Well, our commander won't cost anymore. So we do have enough mana to kill the Child of Alara. I guess that's what we're doing. Cast Comet Storm, pick Child of Alara, select OK as our only target, tap all the mana to pay for X, and let's see how things go. Too bad I had to waste it on that. That sucks. All of our guys will also die. It's a sad face. Triggers happen. Feather gains indestructible. That's fine. Kinda figured that was happening. Comet Storm. Burning down the Child of Alara, hopefully. Oh, we still have a thing out of Feather. Or a response, or just tapping mana. Expedite. They'll draw a card off Feather after it becomes indestructible. That's fine. I just need Child of Alara to die. Get rid of these Scute mobs. I mean, we're kind of vulnerable to everyone, though. So that's a thing. Child of Alara is triggered to the stack. Let's make the world go boom. There it goes. Alright, well, let's just pass it off and see where things go. Feather is still around, able to kill us fairly easily, so that's a sadness. Feather will trigger at the end step. Pass it off. Phylath player says, or a Phylath player, I guess, still says they're coming after us. I'm sorry. I don't know what I did. Off to Feather's turn. Let's see what they do. 6 mana is good for them. 8 cards in hand, by the way. Odd thing to have to be able to discard and Boros, but I'm sure they'll just use a bunch of spells. Fear Resistance, 1/1 and protection from a color. Feather to the attack. Where are they sending it? Feather off into the Child of Alara player. At least it's not us. That works for me. Cleanup step, Feather will have to discard a card. So let's see what they discard. Veteran's Reflexes. 1/1 and untap the creature. Yeah, that's kind of a weak sauce compared to the others. Over to Phylath's turn. Alright, let's feel whatever their vengeance is about, I suppose. Phylath coming down, they will make, what was this, 8 plants? There's the trigger. 7 plants. Alright. I thought there was another land hidden over here somewhere on the right side of the mountains, but I guess I was wrong. Land into play, they get to make a plant bigger. Alright, that's it for Phylath. Over to the Child's turn. 17 commander damage from Feather, though, so they are not long for this world, necessarily. I believe that's what they just said in chat, too. So let's see what the Child of Alara player does. Looking at our current developments, Dualcaster Mage will be nice if anyone casts anything we can use, if we can hold up mana at some point. Otherwise, 2 lands and Shark Typhoon does not make much of a victory. Child of Alara coming back down for that player. As much as I'd like to kill it again, we need to develop some kind of winning strategy here. Unfortunately, that's not much at the moment. Second main for the Child's turn, we have a Feather response. Fear Resistance. They get 1/1 and protection from a color of their choice. End of the turn, Feather will trigger. Fear Resistance will go back to its owner's hand. Let's see what we get. Hopefully not a land. And we get a land. Well, this reminds me of a Zagras game I don't want to remember. Let's go ahead and play a mountain. I guess we can cycle Shark Typhoon and get a big ol' creature into play. And leave up mana for Dualcaster Mage. Sure, why not? There we go. We'll get a big ol' shark and get to draw a card, so that's something at least. It's 5/5. That's nice. Not long for the world, I'm sure. We get Apprentice Wizard. That's weird. I thought I took that out. But alright, let's pass it off to our opponents. Over to Feather's turn. 7 cards in hand for them. 38 life. Only 7 commander damage. Feather pretty good, going pretty good in the game. Phylath is very threatening, though, at the moment. Although they only have 3 cards in hand, but all the mana. Expedite to Feather. That's haste and draw a card. Shelter. That's a good card in Feather. Yeah, when they released Feather on the spoilers, I put together that deck and just waited for Feather to come out. I had like all the cards for it already. I was so excited. Such a sad fate for the deck. Maybe I'll rebuild it someday. So, in case you're unaware, and it has been reprinted once, Shelter is 1 white for an instant. Target creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice on the turn. Draw a card. Very good protection for spot removal against Feather. Feather to the attack. Are they going to take out the Child of Alara player? Nope, they're going after the Phylath player. That works for me, very much so. Hopefully we can get a little bit of pressure off of us. Oh, are we going to get a double strike out of this? Hold on, we have some mana tapping. Alright, Feather untaps the mana, never mind. Boros Charm into Feather when they have a high power is ridiculous. 7 damage is good. Phylath down to 26, 7 commander damage from Feather. Over to Phylath's turn, 4 cards in hand after the draw. Alright, let's see what they're going to try to do to us. Migration Path. Search your library for 2 basic land cards. Put them on the battlefield, tap shuffle your library. Cycling 2. They are going to get 2 lands, and we're probably going to be taking lethal at this point. Well, that sucks. I mean, we could maybe survive at 3, but they have another land drop, like an actual land drop for the turn, so I doubt it. That's unfortunate. It's not even worth copying either, because the lands won't help us do anything. There are the triggers. So they're going to make 1 plant much larger. Okay. Are they going to smack Feather back? That'd be interesting. 2 attacks for Phylath. Let's see what happens with it. Phylath into Feather, Giant Plant into Feather. Yep, they're going after for the revenge. At least it's not us, I guess. Every moment we live is a chance for victory. Feather has a response. Is it going to be Sell the Wreckage? Not on 2, I don't think. But let's see. Dawn Charm. I love this card. This is one of my favorite white cards ever. Sorry about all the blinking. But yeah, prevent all combat damage, regenerate a creature, or counter a spell that targets you. Love that. That's like my absolute, probably my favorite white card ever. No damage is good. It has been fogged by the Dawn Charm. Again, favorite card ever in white. Just, I love that card. Second main phase, Badoka Gardener coming down for the Phylath player. I have that in my own 3-card Chimera deck, which will eventually be the 4-color one. No one ever lets this live. I'm not entirely sure why. It's kind of slow and unwieldy, but yeah, I guess if you just let it go, it just makes giant elemental worms or whatever. What does it make here? XX green elementals, so yeah, good synergy there. Over to the Child of Alara player's turn. Let's see what they do. They have a lot of mana. We know they have the gate in hand. Only 4 gates, though. Mazes end into play for the Child of Alara player. Okay. Guild Summit. I didn't expect that, but I guess I should have. So Guild Summit says, 2 blue enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you may tap any number of untapped gates you control. Draw a card to each gate, tap this way, and whenever a gate enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. So I wonder if they're using a lot of the other gate cards. I know that my friend has a really cheap to build gates matter deck, and it completely dominates our 60-card casual games. It's just ridiculous. They will tap 3 gates and draw 3 cards. That's pretty good. Child of Alara tapping down the rest of their mana. 2 combat. I doubt they'll send it anywhere, but let's see. Nope, no attacking for the Child of Alara. All their mana is tapped, will be rolling over to us. I hope it's not a land. Also, I could have sworn I took the Apprentice Wizard out. We're going to have to check the list after that. We get a mountain. Dex, come on now. Let's go ahead and play a mountain, and I guess we'll play the wizard here, just to have another blocker. We could play our commander. Another blocker might be good. Let's go ahead and do that. We still have double red up for the Dualcaster Mage, so why not? Alright, let's pass it off. Second main, responses out of Feather. That's Expedite again. We have a Beast Within out Phylath onto Feather at the end step. Yeah, they're trying to get rid of her. That's always a good thing if you're playing against it. We have a response from Feather. Indestructible? It is. Sheltering Light Indestructible, Scry 1. That's the thing about Feather. You may know always what's in their hand, but there's a lot to memorize in addition to all the information you're already doing yourself. So I guess the question is now, do we want to Beast Within anything and use our Dualcaster Mage? You know, I don't really know. Destroying Phylath really won't do anything for us, and destroying their token, I guess, will. They only have 1 more card in hand. We could destroy the Badoka Gardener, rather. Wow, murdered that. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Dualcaster Mage to the stack. We will go ahead and copy the Beast Within, and we will destroy the very large token. They'll get a token back in response, but they'll be down a bunch of work. They only have 1 card in hand, so if they don't draw any more lands, they might be not so long for making the big plants and threatening us with them. Over to Feather's turn. Let's see what they do. Riled. 1 damage to target creature you control, and it gains trample till end of turn. Draw a card. Okay, I couldn't remember if that was the one that dealt 1 and then did 4, but I think, now that I think about it, I think it's 2 and does 4. Expedite to Feather. Haste and draw a card. Sentinel's Eyes gets 1/1 and has Vigilance as an enchantment. It can also escape. Adamant Will coming down. It'll get 1/1 and 2/2 and indestructible. It's really hard to keep track of these, like I said. Feet of Resistance, 1/1 protection from a color of their choice. I hope it's not blue, because that means they're likely coming at us. Let's see what color they pick. Protection from green. Okay, I can live with that. That means we can block Feather. It does have trample though. Feather to combat. Let's see where it's going. Feather off into the Phylath player. That works for me. Ooh, built to smash. It gets 3/3 until end of turn. It already has trample and is not an artifact. So Feather going to deal lethal damage to the Phylath player. Okay. Exactly lethal in commander. Damage is good. Phylath exactly at 21 commander damage. 1 threat averted. All the Feather triggers at end of turn. Now we just have to figure out how to deal with Feather and Child of Alara without blowing up our own board, which is everything we have left, which is unfortunate. if we could get something to recur our spells, especially Comet Storm, at least we'd have somewhat of a chance. Over to the Child of Alara's turn. 6 cards in hand for them, 17 commander from Feather, 23 remaining life on the regular life total. We have 2 cards in hand, as you see, 2 lands, unfortunately. We have 9 commander damage from Feather, and we're down to 15. Feather, 7 cards in hand, 38 life, 7 commander damage from the Child of Alara. So, yeah, I still think we're in third here, but let's see how things develop. Maze's End being activated, they'll search the library for a gate card, put it onto the battlefield, shuffle the library. Then if they control 10 or more gates with different names, they win the game, but they do not yet. Guild Summit will trigger when the gate drops into the battlefield, they will draw a card. Another gate into play. Looks like they were holding back the whole time. That's 6 gates so far. What is it? Gateway Plaza, I think, also counts as a gate. And then I think there's one more, but I don't remember what it is. Frantic Search, draw 2 cards in this card, up to 2 cards, untap up to 3 lands. It's a pretty good card. Read the Runes. They're gonna sacrifice the Child of Alara. Crap. Oh, that's so bad. I almost put that in this deck, but we don't want to sacrifice stuff. So anyway, it's an instant. Draw X cards for each card drawn this way. Discard a card unless you sacrifice a permanent. That's really good in like blue-black or blue-red where you want to be like pinging stuff with goblins. But yeah, there goes Child of Alara. And there goes like all of our stuff except our commander we can resummon fairly easily, but yep, there you go. Read the Runes is a really interesting old card. I need to pick one up in paper for my collection. Feather, Child of Alara, Kaza, all off into the command zones of their respective owners. I don't know, Kaza? How would you pronounce that? Let me know in the comments. Here it is for you. I kind of like Kaza, sounds nice. Wilderness Reclamation. Oh dear. Well, okay. In the end step, Reclamation will trigger. Child of Alara will untap all of their lands. That means it'll be our turn. Let's see if we don't get a land this time. We get a land. Okay. And I gotta tell you, I'm getting a bit salty about all the lands I get in my decks these days. I swear it's something up with the algorithm. So what do we want to do? I guess we just recast our commander. It'll probably just die at this point, but let's just go ahead and pass it off. We can wait a turn on that. See if we draw anything better next turn. Over to Feather's turn. 8 cards in hand right now. They do have enough to resummon Feather. She only died once this game. And then they have Expedite to give her haste, a buff, and the Child of Alara player is down unless they have some kind of removal or defense against Feather. Feather the Redeemed coming down for that player. Expedite, there's the haste. They'll get to draw a card as well. Unwind, a counterspell out of the Child of Alara. Nice. Oh, we have a response out of Feather again. Let's see what it is. Feat of Resistance, one counter gains protection from a color. That won't help against Unwind, though. Stack cleared up. They still do have red. Expedite, unfortunately, since it doesn't resolve and that's part of the ability, it does go to the graveyard here. So, I guess Feather will just be passing it off for now. Child of Alara's turn. Maze's End into play on their first main phase. Let's see what they're tapping down for. Probably the Child of Alara. Child of Alara for that player coming back down to the battlefield yet again. This will be the 4th time if I remember correctly. That's it for the Child player. Reclamation will do its thing. That means it rolls over to our turn. Please don't be a land. Come on, deck. Give me something. Oh, we have an activation for Maze's End at the end of our turn. Don't even get to see if we get a land or not yet. Child of Alara player going to go get a gate from their deck. Gruul Guild Gate into play. They are up to 7 guild gates. It's only a turn or two now. Feather quits the game. Alright. That's unfortunate for us. I don't know how we'll be taking on the Child of Alara player. Feather could have had it. I don't know why they didn't do it. Terrain Generator gets activated. Let's see what gets put into play. It's an island. So we have a turn or two to deal 23 damage. Yeah, I don't think that's happening because we just drew another land, yet another land, because my decks hate me. I don't know why. Well, let's go ahead and play our commander then. I don't think there's much point in doing anything else. Commander to the battlefield. Let's go ahead and attack. I want to get some blood at least. I want to attack somebody at least. Go, 1-2, go. 1 damage is good, although you can't tell it's commander damage because Feather slapped him upside the head and we more or less shot a popcorn at him. Alright, well, let's go ahead and pass it off to our opponents. Oracle of Moldiah coming down for the Child of Alara player. Alright, so they have a land drop, an additional land drop, and a terrain generator. Plus they have the gate, the Maze's End in hand. There's Boral's Guild Gate. This could be the turn they win. It's this turn or next. And frankly, I don't think we have enough. There's just not enough for us to do. Ley Druid, untap target land. Okay. No attacks from the Child of Alara, which I find interesting, but maybe they just want to save it. At the end step, Maze's End, they will tap it and return it to their hand. Search for a gate card. Alright, so that's 9 gates into play. Now they just need Terrain Generator and another gate. One more turn. We get Niv Mizzet. So Curiosity, discarding the first or second turn, turned out to be what could have won us the game. Oh boy. That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. Let's go ahead and play an island. Alright, I guess we'll catch Niv Mizzet. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. The irony does not escape me. Unfortunately, we got none of our spell recursion, so that sucks. Let's go ahead and draw a little bit of blood. Why not? Damage is good. Let's pass it off. Maze's End into play. Celestia Guild Gate into play. They have the Guild Pack gates. Alright, so is this end of turn or is it the beginning of the upkeep? They will untap the land. Okay. Alright, so they'll be able to activate it. So it's an activation. Okay. Good game to our opponent. I'm surprised we got second. Like, really stupidly surprised. I don't even know how that happened. Alright, there it is. Good game. They sat there. I don't know why Feather didn't knock them out. Seems like Feather really had it. I don't know why they left. But again, I wish I could like click on this and down here on the chat, I could click on this. It won't send them. It won't give me a message. I don't know what's happening. So, but if you see this video somewhere online someday, good game to you, Child of Alara player. Good game. I enjoyed it. Let's go ahead and check the deck out. Alright, here's the deck. So we did have 3 recursions for our spells right here. Archaeomancer is at Chronarch, Anarchist. Didn't get any of those, unfortunately. We also had Past in Flames for some flashback. We have 32 creatures in the deck. Almost all of them are wizards, so we can get quite a discount going. 3 to 5 tends to be the range in testing. We don't have a lot of like huge spells in the deck. We do have Jaws Immolating Inferno, Extra Dominance, Comet Storm, stuff like that. But I'm thinking at this point I want to add that Star Storm just to get those low-end creatures. Maybe a Tibor and Lumia? I'd have to double check all the power and toughnesses because that can get out of hand really fast. But it does give flying, so that's nice. Otherwise, standard fare, Mana Rocks, the Mana Compass, which is something I put in just about every deck I play. The lands, we do have more blue in the deck than red, so blue lands we have about, I think, 3 more than red sources. So that's the thing. Unfortunately, discarding Curiosity over here, was it like second turn? I don't know. It was pretty early on. And then we drew Niv Mizzet. How we just held on to it and, you know, discarded something else. We might have been able to win. It doesn't look like they're going to cast any instants or sorceries, and frankly, we would have to get to our next turn to draw a card. But the irony did not escape me. Unfortunately, Mazizian Mortars and Cyclonic Rift did not come up. So it looks like it didn't save my changes. Let's see. No, Apprentice Wizard is still in here, so I guess it did. I don't know. I thought I got rid of Apprentice Wizard, but I guess not. Otherwise, we do have some other card draw. Stroke of Genius is an X spell, and it's instant, so that's really good. We also have Blue Sun Zenith, which is an instant. Again, really good, and we are blue heavy in the deck. Other than that, I can't believe I didn't have this in my collection initially, Expansion Explosion. I love this card. I have a bunch in paper, so I don't know why I had. Anyway, here's the deck. We do have a few combos in it. Niv Mizzet plus the Curiosity plus the Tandem Lookout plus the Ophidian Eye. Otherwise, we have Maru Neha or Meha with Ghostly Flicker, and that does a whole bunch of things. We also have Naban, Dean of Iteration to double some of those enter the battlefield effects. But Wizards, I actually built a 60-card deck way back in the day. It was actually one of my favorite tribes for that. So this deck really appealed to me. I really wanted to cover this commander. It was probably second only to Omnath. If you've seen my other videos, really wanted to build that too. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I can't believe we finished second. I hope to showcase this deck a little bit better in the future. Until the next part of the series, I'll see you then, and hopefully we can showcase a better deck and a better way to play Kaza Roil Chaser. Thank you for coming to Durdle with us today. Hit that subscribe button and go ahead and hit that notification bell so you're always up to date with our latest videos. Please leave a like and share the video with somebody who you might think is interested. We also post links to our videos on Facebook and Twitter at DurdleMTG. If those are the forums you choose to use, please check us out there. Until we can Durdle with some magic again, see you around.